was standing there with a gun in my pocket.
Knew you were going to shoot him?
Sorry?
Knew you were going to shoot him?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And he came out of the building, and the photographer that I mentioned earlier, Paul Gore, she kind of pushed me forward and said, here's your chance, and you've been waiting all day, you've come from Hawaii to have him sign your album. Go, go. And I was very nervous. I was right in front of John Lennon there instantly, and I had a black Bic pen, and I said, John, would you sign my album? And he said, sure. Yoko went and got into the car, and he pushed the button on the pen and started to get it to write. It was a little hard to get to write at first. Then he wrote his name, John Lennon, and then underneath that, 1980. And he looked at me, as I mentioned earlier, he said, is that all? Do you want anything else? And I felt then and now that he knew something subconsciously, that he was looking into the eyes of the person that was going to kill him. The limousine pulled up, the door opened, the rear left door opened, Yoko got out. John was far behind, say 20 feet when he got out. John came out, and he looked at me, and I think he recognized, here's the fellow that I signed the album earlier. And he walked past me. I took 5 steps toward the street, turned, withdrew my Charter Arms 38, and fired 5 shots into his back.
This evening, John Lennon arrived at the emergency room at the Roosevelt Hospital. He was dead at the time of his arrival. Numerous resuscitative efforts were made after his arrival in the hospital, including transfusions, surgical procedures, other procedures, but in spite of the effort of many physicians and after many procedures, we were unable to restore the life of Mr. Lennon.
Witnesses told police Lennon was shot near the door to his apartment building as he and Yoko Ono returned from a recording studio.
I saw John and Yoko get out of the limousine, and then I heard four or five shots. They were ear-shattering. I heard Yoko, and I heard a woman screaming. It was Yoko. She was screaming, help me.
Mark was a Southern boy, born in Texas, but raised here in this quiet, respectable suburb of Decatur, near Atlanta in Georgia. Later, he'd speak of an unhappy childhood spent in this house with a father he called cold and unresponsive. But his mother, questioned after the killing, has said she noticed nothing wrong in those early days.
A detective who questioned him at a nearby police station said he is Mark Chapman, a 25-year-old Hawaiian who has been in New York 1 week.
He, Mr. Chapman, has been about the Dakota for the last several days. He was there on Saturday asking about Mr. Lennon. He was there on Sunday asking about Mr. Lennon. And he was there again this afternoon when Mr. Lennon and his wife left for a recording session. He was able to obtain an autograph on an album from Mr. Lennon as he left for the recording studio where he was going. He remained at that location all evening waiting for Mr. Lennon to come back.
like the night it happened. I just had to be here.
His lyrics, his philosophy, his attitude toward life, his little signposts that he left along the way. He was a leader in everything.
All day long, they have been coming to pay their respects to John Lennon.